Hello everyone, and this is the Giant Dwarf.
Hello!
This time we are returning with a little video for you.
Are we still in the midget mansion, or model mansion, or is it
I don't know,
miniature mansion?
in this video you can actually see us in the miniature mansion.
Oh yeah. You can see a couple of...
It's filmed in the mansion.
yeah, it's in one of the rooms, yeah.
One is the east wing. And we're not playing a battle report this time. Instead, we have thought it might be a good idea to film some like play examples, like in-game actual examples, because we do host a lot of tournaments. Not to brag or anything, but we are like TOs.
We are amazing. That's.
But yeah, my point was, when arranging tournaments, you will get questions. Players will come to you with, like, can I do this? And is there room for me to double charge here?
Often crying as well. So we have the answers.
So we thought we would try to recreate some situations that commonly pop up in our tournaments, and just tell you how we have refereed those in the past. To see if if you agree, or in worst case, maybe get some dialogue on how other people are playing it.
These are charge
Mostly,
issues.
yeah, there are charge issues. Can we avoid a hindered charge? Can I run around this forest instead of through it, and stuff like that. So yeah, what do you say we get into it?
Sounds amazing.
All right,
Let's go.
let's go. Hello.
Hey, derpy elemental.
I'm Derpy Elemental.
I'm very derpy.
Lars' cross-eyed golem there.
Yeah, and the rest.
Hello, I am the pedophile golem. Hello, children.
That candle.
Come and I have something in my pocket for you. It's a candle.
Or is it?
So these guys
It's rock hard.
these guys will be our punching bags for today, Lars.
Yeah, there I am. I'm crazy.
All right. And then, look at this guy.
Is that a golem?
The crazy that referee guy from the ETC. Are you ready? Yay!
As always.
So our first example here is the shortest way. And it's hard to describe this in words, so I'm just going to show you. In this case, you have two options. First one is to go from the center, but it's obviously shorter to just push it straight forward.
Mm-hmm.
And just slam into those golems. So in this case, you would move straight ahead. We're doing just a quick thing on this now in the start. In this case, you could go straight ahead, but that's pretty far.
Yes.
Or you can go towards the closest point of the enemy, which is the corner, and that's shorter. So we play it like you then have to pivot so that your leader point is going straight towards the closest point on the enemy unit. Just like this.
There we go.
Pivot, move, boom. So they have to go through the forest and are hindered. Which is a reason why these questions pop up. People want to ask, like, can I avoid the forest? Our second example, number 2, is how to align. Now, previously Warhammer players like myself, we would recognize this as a failed charge, where you can't close the door. I mean, you were physically hindered. But as you see now, I'll just pause this here. You are actually allowed to kind of pick the unit up and then place it as it fits. It's not supposed to be the same as the old rule that some of us are used to, which was called closing the door. This changes things a bit. We played kind of closing the door for, since August 2015. We've been playing close the door.
Pretty much, yeah.
But now we have to change our ways.
I'm not sure if it ever cost me the game or anything, but
No,
might
probably.
have done. Or maybe I won a game because of it. Who knows?
Yeah, I've seen many examples where people deny, like, you can't charge me because of this and that. And this way, those charges will be possible.
So does that mean that if it's room to place your unit and you have made contact, then you can just kind of pick the whole unit up
Yeah.
and just align it where it should be.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think they're only this. If you check out the latest Mantic FAQ, they have written this in. There is a couple of I don't know, like criteria for this. You can't teleport through anything else. Like if there was another unit there or like an enemy character or something, you couldn't pick it up and then go over that character and then on the other side. That's not allowed. But if you can stay on the side you are and have space, and the point that you made contact with, you still have to be in contact with.
Yeah.
Those are the only criteria. So yeah, we just thought we'd show this because I'm sure there's many of you that were like me and were playing close the door, but that's not how it works. You make contact and you just kind of pick it up and place it down again. But in most cases, of course, you don't need to pick it up. You can just So it will in many of our examples here, it will look like we are closing the door.
Yeah.
Because that's just how we use our hands.
But if there is room to close the door, there's no reason not to do. I mean, there's not a problem to do it.
That's true.
Wouldn't hurt you.
That's true.
Just for us as a habit.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, we'll continue here to our third example. Our third example, this is not really a technicality. It's more of a, please make sure you move things correctly, people. Many players are a bit sloppy, and like in this situation, it looks like those goblins can charge the elementals, right?
Yeah,
it looks pretty straightforward.
If you eyeball it.
Yeah, so many players will just go, oh yeah, I'll charge it, and then boom, move that in. Like before I had a chance to like check it. Looks good, right? No, it's not good.
You're so strict.
Yeah, so that's why I put this angle down to prove it. Because when we checked it closer, or we set this up so that when you actually check, then you have to make a little pivot to clear that blocking terrain.
Yeah, make sure that you can actually move straight ahead.
Yeah, and when you put the laser down, you can see it doesn't have any chance, so it could never be a charge. Just a little reminder for people: don't just pick it up and move it in.
You only have one pivot, isn't it?
You only have one pivot unless you have a nimble. Okay, number 4. So, very common question in tournaments: can I avoid this terrain? Can I not be hindered? Like if you have nimble, can I just do a double pivot around the forest? Very understandable. Yeah, understandable. But the rules say you have to go the shortest way possible. And our interpretation of this is again to personally, I measure what's the distance if I go straight ahead. This is from the center point, and this is straight ahead. And in this case, that's the shorter distance, so I would go straight ahead, make contact, and then align. In this case, either one would have made contact with the forest, of course. So there is no way getting out of the hindered charge when they're placed just like that. But we have other examples to show you.
We forget to roll the yellow belly roll every time on these goblins.
So in this case, they are actually looking straight ahead. So here it's you can think like, can I just go straight ahead and pivot? But again, the closest point of those golems is that corner. So we play that you have to pivot with your leader point, make contact, and align. And of course, they hit the forest, so they are hindered. So now,
Undead.
This is a multiple charges chapter. I brought in some undead here to show you. And how to share the space equally as it is written. So these two units, they will not share 50-50. You have to measure it. Now, I'm obliged to say that you can't, you don't have to do this by the millimeter. But I will show you in this case that the ghouls are 4 inches and the skeletons are 8 inches. So ghouls are 1/3 of the chargers put together, that's the whole, and the revenants are 2/3. So that means the 2/3 unit are moved to take up 2/3 of the enemy target, and the 1/3 unit only has the remaining third to try and make contact with.
That's math.
Oh yeah. So you don't need to do it by the millimeter, as Mantic would be quick to remind you, but a certain precision is of course needed. And here, just on the golems here, roughly 8 centimeters are on the revenants. Then there should be around 4 centimeters for the ghouls, which looks pretty much correct. So that's the correct ending position. Here we have units behind each other. Both want to declare a charge, which is of course possible because the ghouls can see the earth elementals.
Their height too. So.
Yeah, since they're a higher height. So I didn't show you here with a true line of sight, we can see them. So what you do is the 230 unit slide to their two. Oh yeah, this is not how to do it. Do not how
I was gonna say.
No.
That's the finger.
Don't do this. That's wrong. Now I'm going to show you how it's done. 2/3 unit will hit and then will align to the 2/3 point, and the ghouls will then have space to run into the remaining third. Looks possible. They have one pivot as well, so it should be. And a little off camera here, they will do their move.
You want to film that first?
Yeah, a little sloppy camera work there, sorry. And they're jumbled upon each other for that. So I'll take this back and show you an example where they are even closer together to show you that it's not always possible for the ghouls to make contact. So they can still see the elementals, of course. So the revenants will go in, slide to their 2/3 point. So, and the ghouls, they will now attempt to make contact, but they can only do one pivot, and that's the little corner they have to touch over there. So as you can see, that's not possible.
Could be tricky. Yeah. Let's get the laser out.
Let's get the laser. So they can only move straight ahead now because they had to burn their pivot immediately. So charge is not possible if they are a normal unit. But of course, if you bought that nimble item,
and you always do on your ghouls.
Yeah, on every unit. Then they can do an extra pivot and they can make it, which shows also the efficiency of the nimble units in like multiple charges. So you happy with that, Lars?
Yeah.
Pretty happy?
I'm happy about the camera time.
Yeah. So that was 6 examples for you. And we'll probably be back with more, I guess, as soon as we think up more questions that we've been asked.
Yeah, we are problem finders and solvers.
Oh yeah. Okay, peace out. Bye.